Hello from Joyful Parenting Coaching. This is Elizabeth Stitt. Tonight I want to tell you a story of Pink Pig and Purple Pig. Pink Pig and Purple Pig have been having a robust life for some young ladies that I babysat at the start of COVID. We saw each other a couple times a week, and most days a Pink Pig, Purple Pig story would have to be told. But one story that we did not tell was the story that Pink Pig and Purple Pig took a train trip. And that's the story that I want to tell to you tonight. So Pink Pig and Purple Pig. By the way, did you know that Pink Pig's favorite color is purple and Purple's Pig's favorite color is pink? It's true. One Christmas, Pink Pig and Purple Pig were on the way to visit their grandmother for Christmas when the train that they were in, and they were very, very excited because this was the first time that they had been on a long train journey. And they were particularly excited because they were going to get to sleep on the train. However, after the night portman had come and made up their beds, and before they had actually brushed their teeth and put on their pajamas and gotten into bed, there was a terrible accident and the train got derailed. And Pink Pig and Purple Pig had to put on their warmest possible clothes, double layers, double sweaters, a vest, a jacket, their scarves wrapped around them, 2 hats on, double mittens, Mom said, because everybody had to get off the train. So they took whatever they could to stay warm from their luggage and got off the train. And it just happened that the place where the train derailed, there was a camp of homeless people living. They had tents set up and they had little fires in front of their tents. But Pink Pig and Purple Pig could see that this was not like a summer camping trip, that this was a pretty worried and sad bunch of people who were standing around their little fires trying to stay warm. Pink Pig and Purple Pig asked Mr. and Mrs. Pig permission. Could they please go and walk through the town of tents? And Mr. and Mrs. Pig thought, well, we're out in the middle of nowhere. Probably nothing's going to happen. And they sent Pink Pig and Purple Pig on their way. And Pink Pig and Purple Pig, who were really pretty bold little pigs, went up to the first fire and said, hi. And Pink Pig said, hi, I'm Pink Pig. And Purple Pig said, hi, I'm Purple Pig. Do you live here? What are you doing? Why are you out here? They asked. And the people explained that life had gotten hard and that the cost of living in an apartment had gotten so expensive that they had gotten kicked out of their houses and their apartments, and they were now making do in the snow out in tents by the train tracks. Pink Pig and Purple Pig felt very sad to see this. And they looked at the people and they thought they looked awfully skinny and like they hadn't had a good meal for a long time. And Purple Pig pulled Pink Pig over to the side and said, do you remember that story? Do you remember the story of stone soup that we read at school? Do you think that that could work here? And Pink Pig said, oh, that's maybe a good idea. But instead of going to the people who are here in the tent village, we should go to the people who came off the train, who maybe had brought food with them or who had picnics with them so that they didn't have to buy the food on the train. And so Pink Pig and Purple Pig asked the tent people if they could borrow a pot. And from the snow, they unearthed the stone and they put the stone in the soup pot. And they carried the pot back to where the people had gotten off the train were all huddled together. And they pretended that they had come from the tent village. And they said, "Excuse me, we are making stone soup for dinner. And it's awfully good stone soup, but it's lacking a little bit of flavor. Do you have anything that could be put in the stone soup?" And the people that they went to looked into the pot, and all they saw was the stone and some water. And they thought, how is this going to be anything good? How is this going to be soup? And Pig and Purple Pig said, "It's okay. It will still be very good soup." And as they were walking away, the man that they were talking to said, "Now, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. I've got these sandwiches. Let me bring the sandwiches." And his sandwiches were all wrapped up, ready to eat. And he unwrapped his sandwiches, and he took the onions and the tomatoes from the sandwich, and he tipped them over into the stone soup. Pig and Purple Pig said, "Well, thank you very much. That's going to add some very nice flavor to our soup." And then they went to the next bunch of people huddled, and they explained that they were making stone soup for dinner tonight, and it was going to be very fine soup because indeed the stone gave soup a wonderful flavor, but it wasn't going to be quite as rich and hearty as they'd like it to be. And they did now have some onion and tomato, but had they maybe brought something from home to eat on the train that could be shared into the stone soup? And the couple that were there looked at each other and shook their heads and said, "No, we don't have anything." But their two kids said, "That's not true, Mom. Remember, you made your special cabbage to bring to Grandma's house for Christmas dinner. Let's give them some of our cabbage." And what could the mom and the dad do once their kids had pointed out that they did have something to share, but to scoop out a spoonful of the cabbage and to throw that into the stone soup? And thus it went from huddled group to huddled group. Pink Pig and Purple Pig went until they could hardly hold up the soup pot. It was getting so heavy. Some people had added some pickles. One person had a can of herrings he was going to give to his father, who loved herring, but he thought, my father can have herring another year. And he unwrapped the cans of herring and he dumped them right into the pot. And now the pot was getting full of things that made it look so good and so yummy. By the time Pink Pig and Purple Pig had gone from one end of the train people to the next and come back again, they had gotten a robust, full pot of soup, stone soup, and they took it back to the campfire of the people who were living in the tents. And they said to the kids who were living in the tents, who were by the campfire, "Go get everybody. Tell them to bring their cups. We've got a great soup that's going to cook up here." And they asked to put the stone soup over the flame of the little fire. And somebody was sent to get a little bit more wood from somebody else so that this fire would have enough flame to bring the soup to a boil. And time passed, and bit by bit, that pot of soup smelled absolutely delicious. And as the people in the tents saw that pot of soup and smelled how good it was, they came. They came with their cups, but they came with some bits of bread, and they came with some extra slices of salami, and they came with a hunk of cheese, and some even came with some fruit cakes that they had brought. And soon the whole tent village, instead of huddling in front of their own little tents, were around this one fire with the pot with the stone soup. And when it smelled so good, they thought it couldn't smell any better. Pink Pig and Purple Pig took a ladle and started ladling out the soup as people brought up their cups and their tin cans and their Sierra Club cups. If you don't know what a Sierra Club cup is, it's a tin can that has a hook around it. Well, it's not just the Sierra Club, but in my household growing up, it was the Sierra Club cup. Very useful for travel. And everybody had some of the best soup that they had ever tasted. And then one pig began to say to another, "You know, this is a miracle. Here we were huddling all by ourselves, feeling miserable and lonely and desperate because on Christmas Eve we had so little. And now we're all standing here together and we've got this wonderful warm soup filling our bellies." And one of the tent people looked at another one and nodded his head and began to sing. "Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace." By the time the song was ended, all the tent people were singing. And as they finished, just a few beats behind them, they heard from along the train track that all the people who had gotten off the train had heard their song as well. And they were singing it too. And in the silence of the night, under the canopy of stars, with their bellies full of soup, Purple Pig and Pink Pig looked at each other and they looked around and they said, "This has been the best Christmas ever." From Pink Pig and Purple Pig and from Joyful Parenting Coaching, I wish you a very, very happy new year. May 2021 bring us peace and blessings and hope. And can we let go of the real challenges that we have faced in 2020? Thank you so much for being a part of the Joyful Parenting family. It means the world to me to be of service to you, to help your families be more peaceful, harmonious, calm, is my mission in life. And I would love to connect with you in 2020.